So who you got? Do you got Unbiased Sports, the man of integrity, the man of solid information, or do you got Captain Tazariot, a man of wordplay, twisting words? This guy, he uh, he took down his video of our weigh-in, and I'm trying to think maybe there's many reasons why he could take it down. He probably uploaded it in parts because he did upload a segment today of it, so I don't know if that's what he's doing. Uh, maybe because hmm, all right, hold on. Yeah, so he uploaded just a little bit today, and it wasn't really. Yeah, maybe doing this segments. I don't know, but but nevertheless, yeah, I think that was a promotional video. I want to repeat his words and misquote him, but I do want to be accurate. Yeah, like when you're not 10 toes down on truth, you resort to things like this. Yeah, cat. Give me a second, man. I'm gonna take out the trash. And then an hour later, I said, bro, but earlier when I took out the garbage, you said you took out the trash. Now you saying it's garbage? Like, cat, what's the difference? And then he'll give you like a technical difference. Well, trash is like in a dumpster, but garbage can be like in your like the little waste basket at your office. So when you say trash, do the garbage, or he could say trash is something in your office. Garbage is what you put outside for people to come get. So he'll be like, so does the garbage man come in your office and take the garbage out, your trash out? Or do the garbage man take the garbage out on the side of the road? You'd be like, are you serious? Like, well, answer the question. All right, okay, yeah, yeah, all right. The garbage man does not come inside to take your trash out. Headshot. Yo, that's how he debates. And that may work with his crew. So a guy called in late Captain's podcast, and he was asking about the obvious passages, Matthew 1:16. How come it just don't plainly say um, Joseph begot Jesus? And Captain had took the microphone to try to answer this, and he was all over the place, man. He was like, "You know why Ruth is there?" Dude was like, "Why?" He think he gonna say something. He thinks Captain's eyes gonna say something deep. He was like, "Because she's famous." Like what? Oh my god! It's a good thing I ain't debating him again. My man said, "I'm thinking he about to say something deep." She's there because of her stepmom Naomi, right? And then Naomi, when she gave birth to when she was the grandmother of Jesse, right? That connection led to David, and then I'm thinking no, it was Obed. So they had when her grandson was born, that was Obed, right? And then Obed had Jesse, and Jesse had David. So she's direct. So Ruth is directly connected, which is interesting because Tamar, Judah, Okay, so Salmon, um, Rahab, Rakab, Bathsheba, Solomon. Yeah. Anyway. And yeah, so his explanation was like so like little kiddish. Kind of caught me off guard a little bit. All right. All right. So you got you got screenshots like this. Hold on. Not mine. Where's it at? Did I throw it away? Hope I ain't trash it. Oh my. Hope I didn't trash it. I don't think I did. Oh, I didn't. Good. All right. Good. Okay. All right. So you got screenshots like this from weird people, and at the bottom it's supposed to say indigenous, disingenuous, and apologize. Quan ruined unbiased podcast. Look who he implicated. Disingenuous and apologize. Quan ruined unbiased podcast. Oh. So this is my edition right here. So apologize, Quan. He's stuck on this name Jesus that he can't even like get right. So you see, it says Greek right here. Man, I don't know what that is. This is Greek, and these letters are different than what's here. Okay, this is an I N. There's no N here. There are two O's here. There's one O here. There's no S here. There's an S here. There's one S here. There's two S's here. So I don't know what mess he made right here. But when he said Greek, and this is supposed to say Jesus right here, and it's supposed to be Jesus. Jesus. That's not how you spell Jesus in Spanish. He got Latin Jesus. He got Spanish Jesus. No, Spanish Jesus spelled just like this. So this is a I don't know what this is, but what is this? What is what is these two? What is this? What is this? So I figure I'll just do this. I'll show how the Hebrew name Yeshua became Jesus. It's not some conspiracy, apologize Quan theory. Okay, so we got Yeshua, right? It says the A dropped because there's no Greek character for Hebrew A, right? So Yeshu. So they dropped the A. You know what? Let me see something. Let me test that. So okay, so this would be Jesus' name right here in Greek. Make it a little bigger. So the Septuagint is the Old Testament put in the Greek language. All right. for the Greek readers. We know the Old Testament is originally written in Hebrew, but the Greeks, the Septuagint uh, writer, the author, had put it in Greek. He translated it in Greek from Hebrew to Greek, and that's not a big deal. Like people, oh, I mean, what's the difference from Hebrew to Greek to Hebrew to English, or Hebrew to Spanish, Hebrew to Arabic? Like, well, get the spookiness behind it. But we see Jesus' name here for Joshua. This is Ea soy, all right, Ea soy, and the root to this is Jesus. So this is the root.
Strong's G 2424. Jesus.
That's not what's in the text.
Jesus.
So this would be, like, let's get a close translation on that.
Easy. Easy.
It doesn't say Jesus. They pronounce it as EC. Okay. Anyway, let's go back. Okay. So Yeshua, Yeshu, the A was dropped because there is no Greek character for Hebrew ayin, right? The A, no Greek character for that. Yesu, Yeso. It says the SH right here, the shoe right here. Okay, so it's saying the A was dropped and then the SH was dropped because there is no Greek character for Hebrew S or Shin. Shin. So Shin. This is Shin. SH is Shin. So then it goes down. So now we're at here. Now we're here. Yesu. Yesu. So it's showing how it went from Hebrew, this word Hebrew, all the way down. And it says Joshua. And that's where I went. I went to the book of Joshua. So in Joshua, Jeshua, and you see I went to the Greek and it had Joshua's Iesu or AC, but the root was Jesus. Okay, so now we're declining from Hebrew all the way down to English. So this is how we got to English. All right, so now translating from Hebrew to Greek and then Greek to English. All right. So now we no longer have the yay, we got the ea, like Yeshua, ea su, or Yeshua. So if you just put this, replace the yay here, put the ie, Yeshua, Yeshua. So this is they're trying to keep the sound. So if you want to know how you get Iesus, is because they're trying to keep the yay sound. Ea, because there's no Greek equivalent to yay. So ea, Yeshua. So it'd be Yeshua, Iesu. Okay. So IE is the Greek equivalent to EA. And then they added an S. So we got Iesu, but they added an S in Greek as a nominative. Okay, now, so nominative means the subject. So now we're going to Greek grammar. So they added the S to make Yeshua, Iesus, the subject. That's why you're seeing uh, in Joshua, it wasn't Iesus. Okay, so Greek spelling changed based upon the role that noun plays in a sentence. The spelling can change. That's Greek. All right. So we got an S to make Jesus the subject. Case ending indicating a name. Oh, and also indicating a name. Makes him a subject. Indicates so nominative subject, and the S. They said that's to indicate a name. The O is dropped in English transliteration as found in the original King James. Okay, so the O is gone. J replaced I in later English King James Version. So as the language morphed to we have now English, this is why we have it in English. We don't have it, we don't speak Hebrew. We don't speak Greek. We got it all the way down to Jesus. So it's not some spooky stuff. It's just language, how it just was morphing. Like kind of like slang, how we can use something for something that, like kid. Kid is a goat, right? You sacrifice kids, you eat kids. Okay. Or you raise kids to become a goat and eat it. You get the milk from a kid when it gets old, become a goat older. So, but now we don't use kid at all. In English, American English, we don't use kid at all for goats. When we say kid, name me the American who's referring to a goat. That's a noun cipher. All right, hold on. That's noun cipher. So I also speak the supreme alphabets fluently. Okay, so people say this. That's wrong. Okay. There's no non. It's not non cipher. I think I heard polite say it's not non. It's noun cipher. Okay. It's noun cipher. There's no non in the supreme alphabets of Islam. It's noun cipher. Noun cipher means no. Okay. So what they do is they take the first letter, kind of like chess notation. They take the first letter and they take the number. Or so cipher represents zero. No. All right. Okay. Moving on. So that's how we got to Yeshua to Jesus. It wasn't some apocalyptic, uh, apologized conspiracy theory like that. Okay. So I hope I was able to help anyone who was struggling with that. So it's not so when you hear people say Jesus, oh no, like they'll flip out like it's some 666 type stuff. So this is why you're hearing flip out. Peace, Jermaine Latham. This is why you hear people flip out and believe when you say Jesus, you're calling on Satan and some crazy stuff. Nah, just language. The morphology of language. All right, so let me say this. So Captain, he told me, this is why I want his video, his audio. He told me, and I didn't want to screen record, I don't need to. He has a copy. He's not known for deleting his footage. He made he gave 25 minutes of our build and it was for promotion. Okay, so what I believe for promotion. So Captain, he thought Son of Man, and I mean, he should make the video private, never, because that was bad. He says Son of Man, but I got him saying it on other videos, so it's okay. He says Son of Man literally means the Son of Man, like the son of a. That's why I made it clear. So you're saying Son of Man means like the son of a human being, like the son of Joseph? He said, yeah. I'm like, then you win. Why is there a virgin birth debate if Jesus is out there saying he's the son of Joseph? All right, so you know that can't be right. All right. So I was like, nah, bro. I said when he called himself the son of man, the people took that as him calling himself the son of God. So he was like, prove that. Like on the fly. Now I didn't know we'd be talking about the son of man, and so I'm like, all right, give me a second. All right. So I'm over here looking for it, and I am struggling. I'm like, that's not a go-to argument of mine. It's like a weak point for me. But I can't say it's a weak point. No, it's not a weak point because people who don't know the Bible or don't really know why he says son of man, that would be an important question for them because he is saying the son of man. So I think that's a legit uh, question to ask. Like, all right, what does he mean when he says son of man? So I would say I would blame me. I wasn't really prepared for that type of question, but I knew the answer. So I said, all right, I know it's in the Gospels. He was like, well, find it. So all right. So as I go to try to find it, he got the elevator music in the back. He got the Jeopardy music. And I was gonna give up. I'm like, I know it's there. I'm gonna just give up. I said, you know what? So I was gonna give up. I was gonna give up and say, man, I'll find it later. I'll find it later. And let him just rag on me until I find it. But lucky for me, he decided to take a caller in between. And that caller was long-winded with the question. So that gave me enough time to pull it up to find it. So it was hilarious, yo. You talk about karma. He did all that elevator music, and when he took that caller's call, he should have, yeah, he should just moved on. He took the caller's call. So when the caller hung up, he said, "Okay, now back to you." Like he was gonna rag on me some more. Oh, I got it. And right. And before I wanted to read it, I had to make sure it's saying it because this one thing is worse. If he reads it, it's not saying that. That's he's really gonna rag on me. So I had to double look at it like 10 times over. Is it saying it? Is it saying it? I know it's saying it, but I gotta make sure it's saying it. Is it saying it? Is it saying it? Oh yeah, it's saying it. So I said, all right, bro, got it. So I said, yeah, man, go ahead and do Luke 22. So keep in mind what my argument is. My argument is when he was calling himself the Son of Man, the people took that, especially because I said, especially the folks on the that was trying to crucify him. They took that as you call yourself the Son of Man, you're saying you're the Son of God. So when he say Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man, that's just like saying Son of God, Son of God, Son of God. All right. And he really didn't come. Look, for a guy to say I didn't mean that. I said, bro, I want to hear you later on. I was like, later on as we were building, I said, bro, I want to hear you like address what it's really saying. Like, how you gonna fix this? Okay, so let's get there. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. Blah 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 blah. Peter, the cock shall crow this day. Before that, you should deny me twice. Everybody know about Christ telling Peter going to deny him twice. Okay, blah blah. So now, verse 47. And while he spake, behold, a multitude, and he that was called Judas, one of the 12, went before them and drew near unto Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said unto him, Judas, betrayest thou the Son of Man with a kiss? Judas, betrayed the son of Joseph with a kiss? Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, yeah, you can't believe this saying that. So we go up, we go up, we go up. Okay. And the men that held Jesus mocked him and smote him. And when they had blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, saying, prophesy, who is it that smote thee? Why are they doing this? Because they believe he's the Son of God. They're not asking him to prophesy who is it that smote thee because he's the son of Joseph. They understand that he's making the claim that he came down from heaven. He's the son of God. God's his father. And they try to water it down. Well, everybody's God's son. Yeah, you're his adopted son. But Israel, he said, Israel says his firstborn. Yeah, that was in a whole different, Israel as a people, look. So he's equating the whole nation of Israel as a begotten son to Jesus. I will agree. Like, yeah, all of Israel is like equal to Jesus because he came to die for all of Israel. All right. So that's how significant and important he was. All of Israel. Like Jesus was all of Israel in one. Anyway, Jesus is called the only begotten son of the Father. All right. So all of Israel. Yeah, that's a collective, bro. All right. So, but you don't hear an individual being called the begotten son, the only begotten son of the Father. I mean, but it's just weird for anybody to be a messianic one West Hebrew Israelite and then water down Jesus as a regular man. Like, if you believe in this book and you believe that Jesus is your Messiah, Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yahshua, whatever name you want to use, Ahaya, Yashai, whatever the GLCC be saying. If you believe that, why are you making him just like you, like just a regular guy, nothing special? All right. And many other things blasphemously spake they against him. And as soon as it was day, the elders of the people and the chief priests and the scribes came together and led him into their council, saying, art thou the Christ? Okay, so this Christ is a big deal. And he said unto them, if I tell you, ye will not believe me. So that is going back to Philip. Philip didn't believe he was a Christ. Okay. He said, if I tell you, you will not believe me. And if I also ask you, you will not answer me, nor let me go. So what am I answering this for? Hereafter, the Son of Man sit on the right hand of the power of God, Captain. What human being can sit on the right? So the Son of Man means the Son of Man, like this is almost like an Orthodox Islamic perspective. This is almost like an Orthodox Islamic perspective about Jesus, like what Captain is entertaining. So, because this wouldn't be Jewish because they don't believe that God can have a son, and neither does the Muslims. But the fact that the Son of Man can sit on the right hand of the power of God, this is an Islamic position. This is not a Jewish position. Okay. So, so when Cat read this, hereafter, because Cat wanted, I said, no, let me read, bro. Because now let me read. That's important. Do not let Captain read for you. Hereafter shall the Son of Man sit on the right hand of the power of God. Okay, this son of Joseph is going to be able to sit on the right hand of the power of God. Then said they all. Then, after Jesus said this, then they said all, art thou the Son of God? So when he said he's the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of the power of God, then and only then, all of them said, are you the Son of God? They recognize Son of Man is equal to Son of God. And he said unto them, yes, no, I'm sorry. He said unto them, yea, say that you say that I am. And they said, what need any further witness? For we ourselves have heard of his own mouth. What did they hear of his own mouth? They heard he said he's the Son of God by saying he's the Son of Man. So this is a real headshot. Matter of fact, let me go and screenshot some of this stuff. So like I said, like this is not normally my argument when I debate the one Westerns, but this was actually not a bad route that Captain took me down. This was very logical because he's saying the Son of Man, and Captain's argument is that he's the Son of Man, like literally. So this wasn't really bad uh, for Captain to bring this one out. He has some bad arguments, but this wasn't one of them. This was actually good, and I should have already like a study biblical person would know what I just read. So I was assuming like one West people, and like to credit one Westerners, they don't bring this up. So this was something Captain wanted to be, I don't know, different, but it wasn't bad. Okay, so yeah, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That's why I ain't mad at him, Tupac. I ain't mad at you, Tupac. All right, so let me just copy that. 263. Okay, let me copy this because I got a feeling he's gonna bring this back up. So like the weigh-ins, they like, I don't really have any gotcha stuff. Like my stuff is like all my materials are really in Luke 1, Matthew 1. Like that's the bulk of it. I guess some other gospels, but that's the bulk of like my argument. Luke 1 and Matthew 1. So I don't really have any gotcha. So that's why I could speak openly and it's not going to damage my position. Because matter of fact, I spoke to Captain already on we didn't really touch on 18, 19, 20. Not all the way, Matthews. But we did touch on Luke 1. I withheld there. And we touched on Matthews 1 to 16. And he really didn't do a good job. You guys know that. So when we talk, this is not good for Captain because this would have been a halfway like gotcha question. This would have been a halfway uh, gotcha question. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry, indigenous. So here's the thing. I keep telling you guys, I got so much information that it's like overkill to like really bring out on these guys. It's overkill. I don't have to go to everything, but what you're saying is already in my notes, my boy. That's already there. Okay, let me show you something. Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. So I'm gonna show you. something. I think it's a PDF. Let me see if it's my PDF. If it is, it might not be on my laptop at all. Let me just double check. Let me show you something, Fire Marshal Bill. Let's see if where did I put my PDFs? I don't think this is it right here. All right. Okay. Let me, because I move a lot of information onto my external hard drive. Just want to make sure it's not in on this hard drive. Okay, I don't think so. All right. So I'm gonna go to my let's go to the next best thing. Let's go to my notes. All right. Because people like to say things and then because they didn't hear me bring it out in an argument, which I already done before. I got over 200 debates. So I brought some of this stuff out. I just don't bring it out all the time because it's like overkill. All right. So let me just show you something. Indigenous. So indigenous. Look at this. All right. So look at the pages. Look how they go. 22, 24, 20. Look at the pages number at the bottom. 28. Okay. It's freezing up for me. 36. 36 pages. 38, 44, 52. Indigenous. 60, 60, 70. This is going on 82 pages. You see down here? It's page 1 of 82. Brother, do you really think that I went through all these talking points when I debate these guys? You think I went through 82 pages? Okay, so now let me show you what you're saying. So I got one for divorce, open shame. I got one for when they say canal, woman seed. I got one for the cloud, Jesus a Jew. I got Hebrews 2:16, seed, carpenter's son. Okay, so now I'm going to go. I got one for. There we go. Look, and there's just no one knows the Son of Man. This is for you. No one knows the Son of Man, brother. Okay. So I touched on with this with Captain, right? John 14. Okay, so watch this. Indigenous. And no one and no man knoweth the Son. Okay. Tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. So indigenous, trust me, man. Thank you. But I got it. Got it covered. So I want you saying, lying, not just saying, I want you lying to people that you helped me with my argument, dude. I want you lying. So I just sourced up on you on a live. All right. Okay. So all right. So Captain couldn't address this. Oh, I know what to do. I almost lost you almost lost my train of thought in business. I almost didn't say this. Hey, Luke, 22. What was that? 63. Okay, so I want to save all this and if you bring it up again. Yeah. But I could have sworn this wasn't. I think it's in Matthew also. I think it's worded differently though. And that's why. So it took me a little while because I ran to. I don't really read Mark like that when it comes to debates, or I rarely go into Mark. So like the least likely gospel I run into is Mark. Second to that might be Luke, and then is John, and then Matthew's number one. All right. So copy that. I'm gonna make a whole new note, Microsoft Word note for Captain, because tried to come with a oh no, he tried to come with an unorthodox argument. So I'm gonna make something just for him, which I never done before. I never made some notes for one person. But because you want to try to come with Yakub's technology, I'm forced to do this. Oh boy, I hate when it does that. Okay. So I was cooking because that led to Captain saying that I said, Captain, I know what you're saying because, and you know what I'm saying because we're reading the Bible, right? Later, 2,000 years later. But at that time, Captain, what did people believe? Did they believe that Jesus Christ could have an earthly father and a heavenly father? I mean, I don't know how he wiggled his way out of this one. He said no, no problem. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to John 6, and he would not let me read this at all. But I got him to let me go. Okay. But upon reading John, I had to go down a little further. Okay. Yeah. So, but I will say indigenous reminded me. Indigenous, I would say that he reminded me of that passage that I had because I rarely bring it out and I try to remember to bring it out. So I will say that he put it back on my mind. So I will say that. And this black man reminded me of what I had that I don't put in the chamber. I don't put those bullets in the chamber, but I might have to do it. Okay. All right. So I came over here. Okay. So I got Captain good with this. I got Captain real good with this. So I said, Captain, I said, Captain, did the Son of God ascend up to heaven? He said, yeah, everybody's seen that. I said, exactly. Remember, we're still talking about the Son of Man. I said, exactly. What? And if you shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before. I mean, Captain argument is like bad. It's bad. Like this dude is telling you, I was there before. He was sent down, sent down, sent down. All the Bible sent down. I guess I gotta do my sent down. Yeah, I really gotta make something just for Captain. I gotta do my sent down scriptures. Jesus was sent down, sent down. I did not come on my own will. I was sent down. I did not come by the will of man. That means no parents brought me here. Okay, so anyway, you're right, indigenous. I need to use that passage. I don't pull it out nearly enough. Okay, so you're right. I gotta add it in. Matter of fact, let me go add it in now before I forget again. Let me add in my captain notes before I forget again. Okay, so hey, yeah, Jim Green. Let me put the link in there and the phone number. Yeah, so Meech was talking about logos. I just don't have any um room. I barely got room for like little screenshots and little mini videos. Like my hard drive is, but you know what? That's no excuse because I could hook it up through my external hard drive and it'll only work through the external hard drive. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. And I gotta watch a YouTube video how to use logos. Okay, so indigenous. So you happy? I said you reminded me to use that. You didn't give me something I didn't have before. So you got to make it very clear because you'll mess. I'll say that next time. You'll say I told him that, and then I got to pull up the receipt. Like no, bro, this was already there. All right, let me add the link. Me and my son will wake up in about. I'm gonna give him like 15 more minutes. He be fighting his nap, man. So he took a late. He took a late nap. All right. So anyway, so they go to the phone number. They go to the link. All right. Let me do this. Let me. Okay. What am I doing? All right. Let me take the note for the no one knows this son because that is an important thing I must bring out. So if you're saying I should bring it out because I don't, you would be right. Gotta be careful with you because you are quick to say you taught somebody something. All right, let me look at this. I've never seen him in a debate, and never seen him in an organized debate. I'm talking about Geno Jennings. Like some of my boys be like, "Yo, he's a great debater." I'm like, "Yo, he's not a great debater." And for people even think that, that lets you know they're not good debaters. All right, yeah, I will lose there too with him, no matter what we talk about, because he don't let you talk. All right, he's like the one West guys. He won't be able to talk with Gino. All right. So I got it, indigenous. This is my captain files, Captain Zaryak files. And I've been told that Logos does this better. All right. So this is my these are my captain files. Okay. So I just have this ready. I don't need this one. I don't need that one. I try to do less reading as possible, but without compromising the importance of what needs to be read. Captain files. Captain Tazariak files. Like X Files. All right. Yeah. The, he, he'll never beat me on straight information. The best that's it's gonna be kind of hard because our debates we got to work on a format because I would love to just talk to him like how we normally talk for a debate, but that'll work in his advantage because he'll just twist up my words and have me on my back hill the whole time. So there will need to be an introduction, and I don't like long introductions. I think we should break it. Let's say if it's 15 minutes. I think it's better we do five. Like it's still introduction. If I do five, he does five. I do five, he does five. I hate debates when somebody just talk for 15 minutes. It'd be so boring. So I do five, he does five, I do five, and then he could kind of like adjust to what I'm saying. Also, I think that's kind of dope. So we got 3 rounds of it's like no rebuttals really. I mean, it's introduction. I guess it's like a rebuttal. It's like kind of because you address he's allowed to address what I'm saying, but it's really introduction. So if you waste your time, if you waste your introduction trying to rebut me and don't say what you came to do, and that's gonna be bad. Okay, so we got out the way. Hey, LJ. So I got the link right there. Anybody can hop on. Let's go over some things, and it's public. No, you're free to say what you want to say. There's no, wing gonna address none of his like main points that he would like us to address. But y'all could call in and we could talk about some things. Yo, there's nothing wrong with talking about things he already said. You could do that. All right, IBM. Um,
The boss.
you're right. You're right. I should use that more. And I say to myself, I will use it more, but I don't. And the way I got to use it, I got to
Hmm.
use that. And I got to use that early, right? I can't wait until we're already talking and debating, and we're already. I gotta use that immediately before we really start disagreeing.
Hmm.
Like kind of like introduction. Like, yeah, you're right. I gotta start using that. It'll make it a lot easier for me going forward. Like when I
Yeah.
debate these guys, and the more we converse, it'll make because I already established that. So when they say something goofy, I could just point them back to that, and it'll like really make them look bad. So you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just because, like I said, I've seen you. You just did it a couple weeks ago when you went over that. You know what I'm saying? But you just it's like you're moving through it so fast because it's you know how we make mistakes when we do that. That's why I said you just don't give him no leeway. Don't give him no way in the chink of your armor. Should stay tight, for Jesus, because that's what we're talking about here, and that's for me, it's not about Captain Cesariak or any of these Hebrew Israelites. It's about the truth in the Word. Okay, so I mean, we've shared information back and forth, and you can timestamp this, and you can make a how make a short of it and use it. But we have talked back and forth for years. Unbiased. You don't give yourself enough credit, and you don't give me no credit. You don't give the
I give
ones
you
that are
credit.
around you, like Sosa and hold
I give
on,
you
like
credit.
Sosa and Chef, because we had some serious talks over here that also changed narratives in this community, and we did it from
I gave you
um,
credit with the chief facts when you guys uh talk about the school when we reviewed it and we defined
hmm
school to prison pipeline. The
yeah,
definition, you were right. Chief was wrong on the definition. You were right on the definition, but
yeah,
I believe Chief, his I think he was unaware of the definition, and I think his argument had nothing to do with the definition. I think his argument was based on the events that play that leads to this school to prison pipeline. He was saying that's false, and it is
yeah,
according to the definition and those things. Because when you say, but so Chief was incorrect, and even maybe not, because I
yeah.
believe like him on that. Because it sounds like you go to school, here you go, handcuffs, prison. Like that's what it
No,
sounds like, but it's not that. If you just read it and define it, it's going to say something a little lighter, and it's a
yeah,
long process. It's not a simple process. Like I said, you're not going to school and your kid just
right.
handcuffed for no reason and he's putting a paddy wagon downtown. Now
Hmm.
it's more so um, disciplinary actions. Like the uh, black kids, white kids, they're both being bad in school, and one is saying,
The,
"Hey,
the the
why am I
poor and
suspended?"
disenfranchised, and also the kids of color.
Nah, well, I'm actually just saying it. I'm saying like it came to discipline action. So both kids are bad in class. It's not like one kid is good and then he just like, hey, here's detention. No, like, so both kids are bad. One is actually serving detention because of so one kid is serving detention for the same acts as the other kid, but the other kid is not serving detention. Like he's going home. So that is the
Yeah.
school to prison pipeline because you by doing that you're making the kid feel bad, and all this other type stuff. So his security go to insecurity, they saying like that damage the child internally after a while, and it can cause. And plus, he's home, he's suspended. So when you're home, what you gonna get into? There's a
Right.
bunch of dropouts right there to hang out with. You know what I mean? So like that
Hmm.
wouldn't have been possible had he been in school.
Gives you
And
that free time to get in even more trouble, like you're saying.
yeah,
But yes, it's systematic racism. I mean, and um, that all ties in. But just stuff like with let's say gain of function, right? We talked about that, and we've been talking about that for years. Now today you hear about this disease X, and I was warning y'all about Bill Gates. Oh well,
no,
it's
no,
not
no, no,
his
no,
to
no.
swim.
I don't want to. I don't want to go
Well,
down
no,
that
I'm
route.
just giving an example. I'm giving an example
But
because, like
because
I said,
I'm going to disagree. So it's like pointless because first of all, I don't even know what you're referring to. And look, let me say this.
so you can't disagree, brother. That's
Well,
all
no,
I'm saying.
because you're always wrong when it comes to that. So I'll say this. I don't want to. So first of all, YouTube been flagging people and all those things on that.
Yeah.
So I literally deleted everything I ever had on that stuff. Trashed it.
Okay.
So I trashed everything.
All
Like I
right.
got zero. Cause me and Nepal was talking and she wanted to go into. I said, Nepal. I said the same thing I'm saying to you. Listen, Nepal, I'm the wrong guy. Like I deleted that file. Like you know what I mean? Hey, debate that guy over there. Debate Uncle somebody. But I'm totally out of that
Yeah.
conversation because of the.
Well, let's use Unc as an example. How I beat him up so bad on
Yeah,
evolution
but
that now he's calling it scientific racism
that's
and saying
but I
Darwin's
don't want to get.
bad.
I don't want to get into that because then you
I,
call me.
I was
Yeah,
just giving an example of
yeah,
some of
yeah.
the narratives we've changed in this
But
community,
you're
brother.
saying, but you're like that's your opinion. It's not like there was a panel of
No, it
poll,
ain't no opinion because when you're using my words verbatim,
dude.
to taking them from here and running them over there. Yeah, it's.
Running. Now explain that. When you say take it here, run it where do I go besides my panel?
I ain't talking about you.
Okay.
I'm talking about Sosa. I'm talking about Sheffrin. I'm talking about Unc. I'm talking about
Sosa
all of
hasn't been
them.
over here like in a year, so I don't know
I
why you.
don't care. I
Okay,
don't care.
but this is
We've
something
talked
that
for years, though. We talked for a couple years together, right?
yeah, but I don't know what you guys talked about between. So you're dragging me into something that I know nothing about.
Well, I have the videos and timestamps where we was talking about Margaret Singer and all that, and y'all was bigging her up and all this shit.
And you
And
can just
now, yeah,
but I got timestamps. I mean I got the actual videos here.
that's what I'm
So
saying. So I
okay,
got the
so what you
timestamps
need to
for those
do
videos.
so what you need to do is this. When people say timestamp, that sounds cute. What you got what's real easy, just say when it comes to evolution, you could say, yo, I made this point, Unc made that point, he was wrong. When it comes to Margaret Sanger, I made this point, Unbiased said this, he was wrong. See now when you do that, now we just can look it up. Like we don't have to
Yeah.
go like just make it real clear. Like when I say with Captain said son of man means Jesus is the son of Joseph. I said, nah, son of man is literally like interchangeable with son of God. I read my passage. It was right. He didn't rebuttal it. And then I followed
Right.
up in John 6. So I'm saying something real quick and then I'm saying what I said, I'm saying what he said, and then I'm sourcing up. So for you to
Yeah.
say, okay, so I'm here. Unc's not here. I'm here.
Hmm.
So now make it so when it comes to Margaret Sanger, say what you said, say what I said, and then show how you were right and I was wrong. Go ahead.
Well, in the statement where she said that she didn't want the Negro to know that she wanted to exterminate them, and she would use the pastor to quell any more of their rebellious members. You were saying that she was not saying that she wanted to kill the Negro, which she's a big-time eugenist, and eugenics is all about quelling the Negroes.
Now you're teaching.
and
Okay, no. Now
yeah,
you're
oh
teaching.
yeah, because
Okay.
because see, you don't know that. You can't put it together
You
that
didn't.
easy. I'm the one who put all this shit together like that. That's what I'm trying to
Now
say.
you
When you're
cursing.
talking to the person who brought it into the community,
I gotta mute you. You see how he just can't. He can't. Like the dude has no truth in him at all. Like his father's the devil. Like I got John 8:44. You like, dude. I just said make a point that I said and a contrasting point you said, and then show me how it was wrong. Real simple. And then I was gonna respond, but you didn't even finish. Now let me correct you. You were wrong. Um, she was coming to the pastors, black pastors, because black pastors are the at that time where we know that the church was like the leadership of black society. So she was bringing the contraceptive idea, the abortion idea to the black. Well, she wasn't bringing it. We were demanding it from her. Like so, black leaders was calling for her. So when she came to the black community, she met with Dr. King. She met with some significant black people who played a major role in black history. Okay, so she said that she knew that there would be people like you that would take that and run with it and say, "Hey, she come to exterminate us." So she said, "I don't." She's telling the black preachers, "I don't want this word. Like, let's be careful how we introduce it to the black community. I don't want the word to go out that we're trying to come exterminate black people." That's what she was saying. She did not say, "Hey, black pastors, Dr. King, I come to kill you." Oh, I think it's W. Du Bois too. "Hey, I come to kill you all. Okay, but don't let that word get out." Like that's some conspiracy hogwash. That's not what's going on. You see how quickly I
I'll
just
say something now.
yeah, go ahead.
Somebody sure delusional,
Sure.
and I can't understand how you can't put eugenics and Margaret Sanger together, but that's your problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's too many. You
but
connect too many dots,
that is
man. Too many
that
dots.
is one of the things that I've proven you wrong on, and you still holding on to it so dear and
Wait,
so tight to your heart.
wait. I just better explain what was going on. Like you took the
No,
extreme
you
route.
didn't, brother.
You took the extreme route, which she knew some black people would say because at that time you had a lot of black folks who didn't want white folks around them, probably for good reasons. But she was aware of that, and she's like, "Don't let those weirdos, those extremists, those indigenous black men run out saying
see,
we're coming to kill
see.
black people." So let me ask you this: how do you respond to the black leaders reaching out to her to introduce contraceptives and abortion?
Brother, those men weren't a part of this. She said she doesn't want the Negro to know, but they would use the ministers.
Yeah, but
See,
she's
that's
talking to Negroes as she's saying this. So I'm asking you.
no,
So
she
the
was
black.
not. She was not talking to Negroes when she was saying that, brother. She was saying it to the white KKK, women of the KKK, and Ernest
Okay,
Galton,
and you have a source
the
for this, right?
people
So
all involved in
all
eugenics,
right, well, hold
brother.
on. I got you. I got you. I got you. And what made you aware of that? Like, how did you become aware of that message?
Just through studying and her quotes and things of
Okay,
that,
so
to
all right,
follow, then
got it.
following.
So wait, okay, I
Okay.
got you. I got you. Let's slow walk it. So now my screen is showing Google. What should I type here that I could bring up that? So now, are you talking about the infamous letter? That
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So so my screen is sharing. I got Google
Okay.
search right here in front of me, brother. What do I need to type so we can read this secret demonic
Hold on. Give
Genesis
me one
letter?
second. I got it for you, brother. I got it for you.
Like you would think this would be on top of your brain as much as you bring it up. That's wild.
It is.
Okay.
It's in her, man. Just like I said, I've got the timestamps I've told you, but I didn't. You're right. I was. I didn't give you the birth control review. And I'll give you the page and
All
everything
right.
here
So
because
let's
I got
get
it
back
on the
to
source here.
okay. So let's get back to virgin birth. Like let's get off birth control since you don't have it, and let's go back to virgin birth. All right.
Okay.
So that's why I was right here. Like let's talk. All right. Now, so the next thing Captain did was Captain took me to John 140, 145. And this is why the other passage is important for me to bring out, the one you reminded me on. Okay, so let me just show. Let me just show it to the people. Let me share my
Right.
Captain files. Let me share my Captain files. Okay, so right here it says Matthew. Let me highlight this. All right. So I'm just highlighting it so I can differentiate this from the actual passage. Prime business. So Matthew's 11:27. It says, all things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son. When he said no man knoweth the Son, is Philip included? Business?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. But the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son. Okay. And he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. So this is telling me that the Son has to reveal to man who everybody is, who the Father is and who the Son is. Without that revelation, nobody's going to know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And some of the reason why nobody knows is because of this. Because when it is revealed, he'll tell them, don't tell anybody. So we go to Matthew chapter 16, verse 15, verse 16, 17, verse 20. He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Okay, we don't read the son of Joseph. This is the truth hour. And Jesus answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood have not revealed it. Uh-oh. Flesh and blood can't reveal this. So like there's no man, there's no human revelation here. Flesh and blood has not revealed this unto you. So there's no way Philip could have told Nathaniel, hey, we found the son of Christ. I mean the son of Joseph. Now
So
watch this.
Jesus came and broke to tell Jesus came and broke the seven seals, brother.
So this is the most important part though. Then charged his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. I mean, that is the bomb. Because obviously Peter and those guys didn't know originally. This is why he's asking him later, who do they say I am? Now, who do you say I am? I want to know if you believe like them. If you believe I'm the son of Joseph, okay? I want to know if you believe like them, like you believe like Philip. Do you believe I'm the son of Joseph, like Philip? Okay, so this is why nobody knew. And so there's a lot to uncover here. All right. So we go back. So
Well, hold
Captain,
on. Let me say something real quick for you. Remember, we went over. We've been over it 100 times. Great is the mystery of godliness. God was manifest in flesh, and all that, right? Is that 1 Timothy 3:16, I think? Um, you got to add that to it too. Remember, we talked about that
yeah,
on
yeah,
numerous occasions.
I got that in my notes. So also, so when he said, "Tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ," um, how would men know? Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna go back to John 1. So nobody's surprised that John the Baptist knew who he was because Mary was there at the birth of John the Baptist. You dig? So,
Mm-hmm.
and Elizabeth knew that Mary was also pregnant. So like that secret was with them. So it's no surprise that John the Baptist knew and said this. Um,
Yeah.
all right. So and I
God dealing with
saw and I saw and bear record that this is the Son of God. So he says, and I knew him not, but he that sent me to baptize with water, the same said unto me, upon whom thou shalt see the Spirit descending and remaining on him, the same is he which baptized with the Holy Ghost. And I saw and bear record that this is the Son of God. Okay. So again, the next day after John stood and two of his disciples. So it says two of John's disciples, right? So John just bear record that Jesus is the Son of God. Okay. So it says the next day he's with his two disciples. And looking upon Jesus as he walked, he said, behold, the Lamb of God. So, brother, he told his two disciples that Jesus is the Lamb of God. And the two disciples heard him speak and they followed Jesus. Okay. Then Jesus, okay, hold that. All right, hold on. All right, pick it up from there. Let me grab somebody and woke up out there nap. So pick up from there, and just let me go ahead and get the person woke up.
I'm sitting here looking over. I was trying to find my Captain Zariak paper. and was barely listening. But where were you at, Unbiased? Go ahead. Well, anyway, we talk about. I do believe it's 1 Timothy 3:16. I don't want to mislead y'all, but there's a scripture in the Bible that says that God was manifest in the flesh, seen by the angels, worshipped by man, and taken back up into heaven. So they're telling you that God is Jesus in the flesh. All right, God had to take on flesh to be able to come and to correct the sins that flesh could not. Flesh being Moses, flesh made wicked by Adam and Eve and their exploits in the garden. So this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with God having to manifest in sinful flesh for man. And if you don't believe me, type in God manifests in the flesh, and all kinds. The scripture will come up for you, and that's how easy it is. Well, we have too many people who create narratives of their own, and twist the words of the scriptures to make it theirs, and that's worldly, not godly. You're not honoring God. You're honoring man. You're honoring yourself, trying to be right and sound right, and misleading the community the whole time. Let the scripture say what the scripture says if you're going to debate it. But, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just fighting for Jesus and the Word, because it gets played with too many times. You have too many people out here playing around with the Word about their Israelite camp, and they'll come beat you up. But they can speak about Jesus all day long. I'm not speaking on, I don't even know the Israelite camps, so I couldn't begin to tell you, I know Captain Nazariak because of Sinetter, but I don't go to Crossing the Line radio. I've been around long enough to know that too, the name of the show, but that's not my cup of tea, so I leave it alone. I'm not going to go over there and harass the brothers, but if we ever did get a chance to sit down and have a conversation, it would be easy to, get my point of view across, because that's all I do is use the scripture. I'm not, giving you what I think.
Oh, you want to debate
I'll
somebody?
show it. I'll show it to you in the Bible.
Really?
Huh?
I got somebody for you to debate. You ready?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not worried about debating. Uh,
That's all you do.
I'm worried about if I want to debate, it's going to be on eugenics and evolution and all that stuff with y'all.
Yeah.
But when it comes to when it comes to the word, the only thing that I do is give you the script. I try to, in my presentations, I give you the scriptures, and then you can, I'm not going by sitting here arguing right and wrong for self gratification. I'm doing this for honoring Jesus, not myself, brother. I appreciate the offer though, and I mean it's a great offer, but I'm not here to, for self gratification. I'm
Hey,
here for the
Vision,
truth. But
do you know there's a plethora of people, YouTube, Facebook, that will love to debate you on the things you just said. There's a plethora. See,
yeah,
okay, so here's the difference between like you and like an Unc. Unc debates everybody who disagrees with his position. Okay, they don't give a damn black, white, Hispanic, woman. They debate everybody. You are just more comfortable debating people that you know, that you had 10, you already spoke to these guys 10 times. There are other people out there that probably are more informed than Unc on evolution and all these things. And they're easy to find. Like they go live and they be putting their phone number in the chat. Like, hey, call in. I mean, yeah, if you believe this stuff is true and their platforms be larger, why? I don't understand. Why not go there and hey, let me call in. That's what we did. I don't just say, hey, you know
yeah,
what? Let me debate this one guy. And uh, my thing is, I think I'm right. And I think it's important to believe or know what I know and not know the other information because it's false. It's pseudo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out there and try to be as messy as possible as far as getting information out there. I'm gonna disrupt a lot of lives and podcasts, clubhouse meeting. I'm gonna call in, hey, if I truly believe my information was important to get out. So if you really believe this is stuff is important to get out, why are you handicapping yourself, waiting for a debate with who's not even thinking about you, waiting for a debate with Chief who ain't even thinking about you? Like they believe they got bigger fish to fry. Like Chief X about to do something with Ngozi today on Sarnetta. I'm gonna be doing something to Captain Tazariot. You know what I mean? So like, like we are speaking to the bigger fish. Like Captain got a big name outside of the debate scene. You dig? Like my man's on Adam 22. Like he's a big name now. Like kind of like Hassan Campbell. Like and Sarnetta is a big name. So like these are names that extend past the conscious community. Like you got Star be calling out, Star be giving Sarnetta his props. So these are guys who shine out. Yeah, young Pharaoh, he shined out of the conscious community, in the conscious community and out. So he's like both. They got a foot in, foot out. So that's the goal. The goal is to be known in the conscious community, but also known outside of it. Right. That's the whole point. But people like, and this is not a shot, but people like Sarah said he failed. Like he fell, and he had the juice, Leroy style at one point. He had the glow, and he fell. Oh, polite transition out of the community. Shaka Atmos and Seti, like these guys dropped the ball because they had a lot of eyes on them. They were the next ones up, and they dropped the ball. They were unsuccessful as far as getting out of the conscious community into like the limelight, and they had the glow. Nobody could deny that. They was on fire at one point. So yeah, man, there's life outside of the conscious community. Like there's people outside this community that still debate this stuff. Matter of fact, there's one guy who would love to debate you. That I've been trying to send Haskell away, but Haskell, he got cold feet too. But I'm gonna go to his channel, okay, Indigenous. So now this guy's he want all the smoke for evolution, definitely evolution. Okay, you can't see my screen, right?
Not yet.
Okay, so Umar threatened YouTubers. Oh, this is the guy Mike who called in. This is the guy that called in. You heard it when he called in. Uh, Umar show, and he was like, "Hey man, I feel like it's hypocritical. You're talking about black man for black women, but Frederick Douglass had a white wife, and you're scamming." This is the guy right here. So I'm definitely gonna play that.
I don't pay no attention to Umar's simple ass.
Yeah, but no, but you know what? See, that's the thing though. Like, see, again, like we're you guys, not we. You guys are so caught up on color that
What, nigga?
who you talking to? Hello?
Unbiased, don't, man. Don't. Just like I said, be human, brother. You talking.
I got to mute you. All right. So this guy's too caught up on colors, and this is the problem we have with people like this in the black community. This is why he can't grow. He can't get the conversation he wants. He's looking at white people because they're white, or Hispanics because they're Hispanic. See, look, they doing this to black people, but black people who doing it to black people, it's like it's okay. They get a straight pass. So I just talked about Umar, who collected all this money from hard working black folks, most likely in poverty, on the promise that he'll deliver this heavenly school for black boys. Okay. 12 years later, we've never sniffed this school. I mean, so many people have called him a scammer, allegedly. So many people. But we're willing to turn a blind eye because he's black. So this goes back to justice. You can't kill a black guy and walk free if you're white. But if you're black, you can do it.
You there?
Yeah, try to look up the guy, the guy that you guys can debate.
All right. Well, I'll calm down a little bit. Let me say something real quick, brother. I don't know when we started equating prosperity with intelligence. That's the first thing. But you sound like Creflo Dollar and them prosperity preaching out here. Anyway, the names that you've given me, I'll put it to you like always. I don't have anything against the brothers. I love Unc. I love Sinetter. I love. But when you're lying, especially lying on God, I have been in their chats. I have been a nuisance. I'm blocked on Garfield's and Sinetters. So, and they know who I am. I don't need man's validation. Only thing I need is the truth, because the truth is and always will be. So regardless of whatever name you put out there, man fanning and shit, don't put me in that category, because I'm not that guy. Only man that I follow is Jesus.
All right, so
or let's say Christ. Okay, so you got all that, brother.
I'm sharing my screen. This is the guy that wants all the smoke. Okay, his name is.
Yes, I do, and I put it out there and tell them they won't debate me. They won't even come and have a conversation because I'll light their asses up.
You gotta start cursing.
You're playing with the wrong one, son.
All right. Let me mute you real fast because you just so Apostle bugs out because he didn't take his medicine. No, Apostle bugs out because he took his medicine. His medicine makes him bug out. You bug out because you didn't take your medicine. And you can't control that energy inside, that rage. That's why he talks soft and then he just blow up out of nowhere. Like in Disney, yo, what time is it again? Oh man, I'm not close to my computer. Mother, 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 mother. Okay, so this is the guy that none of them want to debate. Okay, so debunk the funk with Dr. Wilson. I told Haskell about him. He wanted no smoke. Okay, now I'm telling Indigenous and anybody else. I told Sister about him. Anybody else? If you got these conspiracy theories about science, he literally dedicates his entire channel to debating your conspiracy theories. So you don't got to chase Unc. You don't got to chase other people. This guy wants to smoke. Okay. Matter of fact, he's mad that he don't get enough people calling him with these conspiracy theories. He's actually like, yo, where they at? Like, so he might be desperate enough to talk to you, meaning that nobody actually calls in. So people like to call in with these crazy conspiracy theories amongst people who don't care or not aware of it. Okay, so when you have somebody who's aware of it, like this guy, nobody challenges him. All right, so let's get out of there. You won't be nosy. Okay. All right, so oh, and the two disciples heard him speak. They like read some of this chat. Yeah, this just be wild. That medicine, Dice man, Thurman, peace. Yeah, man, these brothers gotta take their medicine, and some brothers' medicine be having them act a fool. All right, hold on. All right, give me a second. When he wakes up, he's normally like really bratty, so he gotta sit down, the iPad, and relax. Hold on. All right, yeah. So some guys are off their medicine acting a fool, and some guys are on their medicine acting a fool. You can't win either way. Okay, all right. So you have these two disciples who's hanging around John the Baptist, all right? And this is why they one of the two which okay. So this is why they confessed that Christ was the Messiah because they was actually walking with him and Christ was showing them things, all right? So they call him the Messiah. Okay. So notice that the only person in this story who's not following Jesus is Philip. This is why Philip finds Nathanael, and don't forget the scripture says, those that the Son reveal who's the Son and who's the Father. That those are they that know who the Son and Father is, right? And the revelation only comes through the Son and Father. Okay, so we got John the Baptist with disciples, two disciples of John the Baptist, and they're both hanging with Jesus, all three of them. Well, definitely the two disciples. Okay, and now they are confessing that Jesus is the Messiah, the Christ. The only person in this story who's not hanging with the Messiah is Philip. So Philip found Nathanael and said unto him, we have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Captain, yo, did the prophets write about Jesus? Like, yeah, but they didn't write about the son of Joseph. Okay, so and Philip's stories end right there. Watch this. Now Philip said, hey, we found Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. You would think Jesus would be proud of him. Like, hey man, come follow me. Like I asked Andrew and Simon to come follow me. Nope, he skipped right past Philip and goes to Nathanael. Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, behold, an Israelite indeed, who in whom is no guile. I caught Captain off guard with this. Watch this. Nathanael said unto him, whence knowest thou me? Jesus answered and said unto him, before that Philip called thee. So that means he knew about Philip. Before Philip called thee, when thou was under the fig tree, I saw thee. So Philip is the one who shouted me out. Hey, and I was going to give him his dap until he said the son of Joseph. So now he skipped around. So Philip found him first and called Nathanael to bear record. But Christ walks around Philip and goes right to Nathanael and said, Nathanael's the guy with no cap, no guile. Okay, and now watch this. So he revealed himself to Nathanael, and look at Nathanael. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God, thou art the King of Israel. So everybody who literally hung out with Jesus called him the Son of God, the Messiah, the King of Israel. The only person who did not hang out with him was Philip. And this is why he supposed that he was the son of Joseph. Okay. So copy that. So let me write that down. Okay. Let me go back to my Captain Tazariak X Files. So I just wrote that, got that right here. So I got that right here. These are my Tazariak X Files. Bang. 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 And then we got bang. Okay. So it makes the most sense that if Jesus Christ ain't reveal himself to you, then you can only suppose him to be the son of Joseph. So Philip, although he's wrong, he's not crazy. Like that's the common thought. If Christ don't reveal himself to you, you're going to believe he's just the son of Joseph because a virgin birth is unheard of at this point. All right. So let me see some more talking. Oh, so Cat, I thought of something real fast while Indigenous was ranting. I thought of something real quick that a captain said he told me, or he said something. I wanted to address it. Damn, I forgot. Damn. 1 second. Okay. All right. So that's one. Okay. So let me see. What else? He had said something real goofy in between that. What did he say? Okay. So then he told me, he said, go here. Now, I'm trying to recall all this off the top of the head because he got the video down. I guess he would have introduced it in parts to promote the debate. So he said, listen, he said, therefore, being a prophet and knowing that God has sworn with an oath to him that the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh, he will raise up Christ to sit on his throne. Now, somehow they come here as though this helps their argument that Joseph is the father. And most people that has a decent common sense be scratching their head like, okay, like, why do you think this is a strong point for you? This is a strong point for me and everyone who believe in the Immaculate Conception, the virgin birth, the virgin conception. Like this doesn't take away from anything that I stand on. I'm just confused there. Okay, so that really made no sense. All right, so let's see. Okay. Oh, so I know it. So he asked me this. He said, when 1 second. I know he asked me. He said, did Christ come in sinful flesh? So I answered very quickly. I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then before he was about to go, I said, wait, no, 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 no. He didn't come in sinful flesh. He came in flesh like he came like sinful flesh. So let me just show you something. So when I corrected myself, he was like kind of like dead. He didn't know what to do at that point. All right. So I got a lot of scripts. I guess I gotta go to so like all these goofy side arguments. Like this is what he wants to do. He wants to argue away from the virgin birth. This is why the title got to be a certain way. He don't want to say virgin birth because he gotta explain um, virgin doesn't mean necessarily women without sex. Like, all right, well, can we just say all right? So I gave him a title that I believe that he likes because he wants the prophecy word in there so bad. So the prophecy word is a distraction to talk about everything but the fulfillment of how Christ was born. It's like, dude, you know we're debating the virgin birth. Like if Jesus was actually born of a, or let's say this, I can't say virgin. Dude, you know we're debating whether or not Joseph is the biological father. I mean, so you would think that's the title, but he wants that word prophecy there. All right, fine. All right, so let me go here. Romans. That's right. I'm gonna have a whole Tazariak folder for him. And just for the record, indigenous, I'm off the top. I'm off the top of the head most of my debates. Like you guys be hearing me driving. I be driving in the car, debating. Like I don't really look at my notes. That's why I don't recall. That's why I don't bring up certain things. All right, and I don't have to. But here we go. For what the law, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own son. I don't know how we keep getting past that. He's sending down his son in the likeness of sinful flesh. In the likeness, Captain, not in sinful flesh. In the likeness of sinful flesh. And for sin condemned sin in the flesh. Okay, so he came like it to condemn those who were actually in it. No, he came to condemn sin for those who were actually in sinful flesh. But he was not in sinful flesh. He came in the likeness. So this made that very clear. Likeness of sinful flesh. All right. But it's weird because they claim to be messianic, but most of their doctrine is to take away like the father son literal relationship between the father and the son. He wants to say, hey, he's the son like everybody else. Like we're all humans and mother and father. It's weird. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, I'm live in Israel right now. I'm in Tel Aviv. Yeah, IBM really is need to take his medicine because he's spamming the chat. He is going wow. He is going wild in the chat. Wow thing. He's a wild thing. All right, so let's see some other points that they tried to bring up. So I beat them up on all that. Okay, so let's try to recall what else was said. Um, he was really trying his best. Oh, okay. So let me bring up something that he said. Okay, so he went to Second Kings 17. Okay, so he went to read off Elijah. Was it Second Kings 17? Hmm, not sure. Yeah, it wouldn't be 17 unless it was First Kings. Let me try First Kings. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I think it was. Man, I typed in Elijah, it went straight to 17. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, okay, wow. I typed it went straight here. All right. So he said that Elijah was able to resurrect somebody, bring somebody back to life without asking the Lord. Okay. And then with that, he kept twisting my words and Elijah. That's why with Captain, you might have to have 3 minutes, or you know what? Maybe we can agree to like have a dialogue, and then if we need to like explain, we can ask for 1 minute or 2 minutes on the spot. I do want to engage. Okay. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there should be no dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came to him, saying, Get thee hence and turn thee castward and hide thyself be it by the book. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according to the word, for he went and dwelt by the brook. And the ravens brought him bread and bread a while that the brook dried up because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came with him, saying, Arise, get thee. See, what? This ain't the same. You can't believe these guys. This ain't the point I was making with you. What are you doing? So he's being told what to do. Jesus ain't being told what to do. So this is a bad analogy. This is a bad example of a bad analogy. And I commanded a widow woman to sustain their. So he arose and went to, and when he came to the city, behold, the widow woman. And fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in the vessel that may drink. And she was going to fetch it. He called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. She said, as the Lord thy God liveth, I had not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel. And blah, blah, blah. Fear, Elijah said her, said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore, blah, 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 blah. Make me a first cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus said the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, it shall the cruse of oil until the day of according to the words. She said, her and her son just even days, not wasted neither did the curse of oil fell according to the word of the Lord, which that the son of the woman, the mistress, fell sick, and was so sore that there was no breath left in him. And she said to Elijah, what have I to do with thee? What have I to do with thee, O thou man of God? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance, to institute my son? And he said unto her, give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom and carried him up to the log where he abode and laid upon his own bed. And he cried out to the Lord and said, Lord, bro, what? So he cried to the Lord, Captain. And he cried to the Lord and said, oh Lord, my God, because it was God who commanded Elijah to give him that meal. Hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourn by slaying her son? And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and he cried to the Lord and said, oh Lord, I pray thee, let this child. What? Yo, what the? Yo, Captain. Like, I didn't really care to like follow his logic because I want to get back on the virgin birth. But yo, so the point I made Captain, you're saying Jesus is like any old man. What man was able to do miracles without calling on the Most High first? Yo, and he brought up Elijah. He brought up Elijah. And we see him, and he stretched himself upon the child 3 times and cried unto the Lord and said, O Lord, my God, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again. And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived. What? And Elijah took the child and brought him down out of the chamber into the house and delivered him to the mother. And Elijah said, see, thy son liveth. And the woman said to Elijah, now by this I know that thou art a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in thy mouth is true. Yeah, he caught. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus just did it. Oh boy. All right, Captain. All right, Captain. All right, so I got to add this to the Captain notes. When I bring it up again, oh boy, Captain. I got to bring it up again. And every move you make, I'll be watching you. I'm gonna bring it up again. And every move you make, I'll be watching you. Okay, so let me get to the bottom of it. All right, so let me go to verse 13. Okay, so he says, in Elijah, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first. Okay. Because I mean, this was horrible. I mean, this is like just a rabbit hole. Oh, like he just challenged anything and just hope and read a verse that doesn't support him, and he just really just hope you don't know. So because this ain't virgin birth related, and he just say, "See, right, God, He said unto her, give me thy son. So I think he stopped right here, like verse 19. This is crazy. All right. I mean, this is just bad. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Rabbit holes. All right. So there we go. Add into my Tazariak. So, what are we doing here, man? Guy, just he's just hoping it just sticks. Oh my God. All right. So he was wrong with that as well. That's just wild. No integrity. You don't mind being wrong, man. Just gotcha. All right. Black Jesus will spank you in the verse. This black. Yeah, IBM is like really, I highly advise you, as your doctors did, to take your medicine, bro. You will feel better, man. You will be calm. You will be sedated. I promise you, you'll be sedated. Oh, so this chick, Kendra, I was just giving her props the other day. I might can't watch her show anymore after this. I mean, like, I mean, is it true? And can women just not? Can they leave their bias out of something? Look at this exchange right here. This is crazy.
Help you create that baby. You get them together. But my father was a very financial component in my life, and I'd seen the difference in my life and my friend's life who did not have a two family financial income, two parent financial income. So I'm big on if he help you create that baby, you get the money to help raise the child. I believe in that. And I know some men don't like that I feel that way, but
So if he helps you if he help you make that baby, he should. I guess you're saying child support. I mean, yeah, but that's like an extreme measure. How about if he help you make that baby? How about have, like you said, with your household? How about have a stable household, a nuclear family? Why is the option? Why is child support even on the table? I mean, listen, in America, for a baby to be born, no, let me say it like this: for a man to be a father in America, I mean, this is just undeniable. For a man to be a father in America, we can literally say it's a woman's decision, right? So if a man lay down with a woman equally, and they equally have sex, and a baby, she conceived. This was equal effort. 23 chromosomes on both parts. on both parties. Okay. If that man is going to be a father, he really have zero. He have legally, he have zero say so. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just giving the facts. He has zero say so for whether he's a father or not. The woman has 100% say so on whether or not she's a mother and whether or not if the guy's a father. Period. Her body, her choice. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, because I'm actually pro-choice. What I'm saying is, if this guy isn't a good guy, he's like the woman says, he's having sex with, he's cheating, he's lying. This is what they say about these guys. They don't work. All these negative attributes that the mothers put on their baby daddies. Why would you say, "Yep, that's the guy who's gonna be my first father, the first father of my kid. That's gonna be my baby daddy," because I know I'm not gonna be with him because of those characteristics, but he's gonna be the father of my child. I mean, like at that point, I think she will agree. Like that's one of like the worst men she dated. And now this is just speculation. Speculation is what speculative is. She probably was pregnant before. Some of them pregnant before by the actual good guy, and said, "Nah, no, no baby. Let's not have this one." I mean, some guys can. That's some guy's testimony. Like, yeah, I'm a good guy. I got her pregnant, and she agreed like really easily, like not come to terms with the baby. But the deadbeat, the one that's praying she, you know, don't make him a dad. Like he's gonna be a dad, 100%. All right, Kendra, go ahead.
But I think it will be the best birth control for a guy when he's held financially responsible for
Yeah.
every child he is creating. He's
Now that was the most idiotic thing I heard. She said the best form. Now listen, she's saying this is better than celibacy. This is better than condom. This is better than birth control. This is better than uh, damn vasectomy. This is the best form of birth control. This is her mouth. Say it again, Kendra.
when he's held financially, but I think it will be the best birth control for a guy when he's held financially responsible for
Yeah.
every.
So the guy. So okay, she said the guy. So the guy's best birth control over a vasectomy, over condoms, not having sex. The the best form of birth control for a guy is to be held financially responsible. Like that got to be one of the most idiotic statements in the new year, 2024. That's the best form of so making your child a statistic of all the negative things possible, because that means he's not going to be there. The dad, if he's financially responsible, that means he's not there. He's going to be a baby daddy, which puts your kid in like some of the worst statistical categories growing up. And you're saying that's the best form of birth control, to actually have a baby with the guy who won't be there full time. That's the best form of birth control, Kendra G says. Yeah, so I'm done with that show. Like you can't be that stupid. You can't make those stupid statements and think I'm going to support you. Yeah, I mean that was not well thought out. That was not wearing a condom, not protecting yourself, not all these other avenues, but to actually have the baby. So she's agreeing with the mom making the deadbeat guy the father. So I want to penalize you. I want to hold you financially responsible. And the guy probably don't have any money to begin with. So it's not like so when the courts go look for child support, it's not like it's there. So you're gonna end up raising a kid on your own anyway. Like they say most single parents, definitely black, like I live in poverty. So to make most likely an unemployed man financially responsible is already stupid. But then you're willing to roll the dice and put yourself in perpetual poverty for that kid's entire life. For what? All right. That was wild. When I heard that, I was like, all right, let me definitely save that one. Okay. All right. So let me play a couple clips. I'm gonna go right to more. Okay. So you have this new Hebrew, literally new, this new Hebrew dialect called Lashawan Kodash, right? The problem, like, there's nothing wrong with creating your own language. That's cool. But when you start to create your own language and then say it's ancient, like, you just can't say it's ancient. Like, but when you were a self-professed high school dropout and act current criminal, I guess you can.
He then went back and forth with vocab, does not want to debate any of the theological topics with, and does not want to debate the Hebrew language.
He's saying that guerrilla Hebrew don't want to talk about the doctrine, like the theology, the stuff they spew on the streets and argue with every Christian, every Muslim walking by, every atheist. They don't want to argue that with an actual lettered man, like somebody who's well qualified. This is the best guy to challenge your doctrine. What I mean? You want to challenge your doctrine? Here you go. So he's complaining. He's like, yo, this guy spews his doctrine everywhere he goes. But when I want to challenge that doctrine, this is what happens.
He then went back and forth with vocab, does not want to debate any of the theological topics with, and does not want to debate the Hebrew language topic with me. That's a good move on his part.
He don't want to debate Lashwan Kadesh if it's actually ancient. So he said that's a good move on his part, like looking back at it.
Because there's no debate there. The whole Lashwan.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh my God, I hate when I do that. All right, let me go back. Y'all probably like, who are you talking about?
He then went back and forth with vocab, does not want to debate any of the theological topics with me, and does not want to debate the Hebrew language topic with me. That's a good move on his part because there's no debate there. The whole Lashon Kodesh is a complete 100% butchering of the Hebrew Bible based on complete ignorance, of the Hebrew language based on complete ignorance of the Hebrew language. Period. There's no debate to be had. There's no debate to be had on that any more than there's a debate whether I have a nose or not. So it's a good move on his part to not debate it. He then...
There you go. Hold on. Hold on.
A dangerous false teaching that is rapidly spreading on the internet and by other means these days. It is the idea that the Hebrew alphabet still maintains a pictographic meaning, and that
he's talking about the Laquan Kodesh madness.
If you understand the original pictographic meaning of the letters, you can then get more insight into the scriptures. This is completely false. It is 100% without merit, but I don't just want you to take my word for it. I want to explain it so you'll be able to understand and then let this nonsense disappear. For those who don't know me, my PhD from NYU is in Near Eastern languages and literatures. This is a field I have worked in on a scholarly level for decades. I'm not talking about disputed things. I'm not talking about questionable things. Everything I'm going to lay out in this video is plain and simple and universally recognized by top Semitic scholars and Hebrew scholars. A dangerous false teaching that is rapidly spreading on the internet and by other means these days. It is the idea that the Hebrew alphabet still maintains a pictographic meaning, and that if you understand the original pictographic meaning of the letters, you can then get more insight into the scriptures. This is completely false. It is 100% without merit, but I don't just want you to take my word for it. I want to explain it.
All right, so let me go ahead and give you this. Okay, so as I do this one, I want to share this. Come on, come on, come on. Play the damn audio.
That Yah is the masculine part of the name and Way is the feminine part. That is 100% bogus from beginning to end. Every part of that statement is false.
And what proof do you have that it is?
It's the Hebrew language. Anyone that knows Hebrew knows that. What proof do I have?
Hebrew doesn't use consonants, so they have the
Hebrew
tetragrammaton,
Hebrew uses
which is YHWH. And
there is it is a created? Jackie, it is a verbal form. It is not divided into Yah plus Way.
So
Yah is not.
refuse to accept the name is Yahshua, means Yahweh is salvation.
There is no such name as Yeshua. It is Yeshua, which is short for Yehoshua, which means Yahweh is salvation. That Yah is the masculine part of the name and Way is the feminine part. That is 100% bogus from beginning to end. Every part of that statement is false.
And what proof do you have that it is?
It's the Hebrew language. Anyone that knows Hebrew knows that. What proof do I have?
Hebrew doesn't use consonants, so they have the tetragrammaton,
Hebrew uses
which is YHWH. And
there is it is a
created?
Jackie, it is a verbal form. It is not divided into Yah plus Way.
So
Yah is not.
refuse to accept the name is Yahshua, means Yahweh is salvation.
There is no such name as Yeshua. It is Yeshua, which is short for Yehoshua, which means Yahweh is salvation. That Yah is the masculine part of the name and Way is the feminine part. That is 100% bogus from beginning to end.
I believe that was so I don't know. Let me not put that on anybody, but apparently somebody taught that lady and taught other people that Yahweh was the name of the Most High, and Yah was the masculine part, and Way WEH was the feminine part. So he's like both. So So she repeated that. He's responding to that like, "Yo, what?" I'm telling you, these people who barely graduated high school, who probably didn't, self-proclaimed criminals and high school dropouts. That's what they say. No proof. It just sounds good, and they get people to join. They just repeat it like it's facts without any fact checking whatsoever.
That Yah is the masculine part of the name and Way is the feminine part. That is 100% bogus from beginning to end. Every part of that statement is false.
And what proof do you have that it is?
It's the Hebrew language. Anyone that knows Hebrew knows that. What proof do I have?
Hebrew doesn't use consonants, so they have the tetragrammaton,
Hebrew uses
which is YHWH. And
there is it is
created?
Jackie, it is a verbal form. It is not divided into Yah plus Way.
So
Yah is not.
refuse to accept the name is Yahshua, means Yahweh is salvation.
There is no such name as Yeshua. It is Yeshua, which is short for Yehoshua, which means Yahweh is salvation.
Oh my God. And you see, like, he is like having a fit. He like, yo, what? How is this going around? Okay. Like, who is spreading this lie that you guys is taking hook, line, and sinker? All right. So that's all I had on that. All right. Let's see. I had something else. Hey. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, eat. You want to eat? You want to eat now? Here, look. No, no, no. Okay, well, you will get hungry at some point. So you want raisins? Okay, come. So you rather eat raisins? Come. Wow. All this food, you want raisins? Okay. Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. All right. What else do we got here? So let's get out of that. So, oh man, I wish Captain put there. Let me see if Captain added that video back. Let's see if that video's back. I do want to. It would be wise for Captain to never play that video again. The whole thing. All right. So, okay, wait. Let me type this in. Okay, come on. Okay, let me come with you. Hold on. Let me grab my stuff. Okay, come. I'm coming with you. Come. You sure you want to eat? You want to eat raisins? You would drop a bag trying to feed him. Man, be like, yeah, it smells good, look good, costs a lot of money, but I'll pass. Oh. Being tacos, damn it. I eat tacos today, but I eat them damn it every day. All right. Okay, so let me see. Captain Crossline Radio. So, so he has another channel. He's already got podcast. Like I don't see it on my other channel. He ain't uploaded yet. Yeah, see. Okay, so he ain't play it. He ain't upload the rest. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to do a review, man. Let's go, man. The 25 minutes that he uploaded, we really ain't go back and forth just yet. Okay. All right, so let's get to Umar. This is hilarious. All right, so let's go with the Kobe Bryant conspiracy.
Order the entrapment that is being done by the white power structure in order to take back the resources of black men so they're not available for the community, right? Even if you look at Kobe Bryant, who was murdered because he was going to.
Now he said that like, yeah, he said that like the report came out. We found Kobe Bryant murdered. Like he act like he said that like the report came out as though Kobe Bryant was murdered. He said that like everybody knows that.
For the community, right? Even if you look at Kobe Bryant, who was murdered because He was going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league.
Now look how fast he's saying all of that. So let me get this straight. Umar, this is why your school's not. This is why your school's not up and running because you're in La La Land. So you think Kobe Bryant? Like, how much money do you think he has? Like Nike is in the So Nike generates 50 billion a year. Okay, 50 billion, and you're telling me Kobe Bryant is going to release his shoe that's projected to make what? $1,000, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. You're telling me Kobe Bryant's shoe? All right, so let's see how much his shoe even raised. I mean, goddamn. Let's see. Shoes. I want to see how much. Is, okay, so this is Kobe Bryant network. I want to see about his shoes. Give me Kobe Bryant shoes. So Kobe got a $40 million deal with his shoes. Hmm. Okay, so listen. So so Kobe Bryant's shoe model made an estimated 50 million in sales alone. 50 million Kobe Bryant shoes made. Meanwhile, Nike generates 50 billion a year. So Kobe's, I wonder if this is lifetime or yearly. Let me see. Let me see if this is lifetime or yearly. Okay. Do this, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, okay, so the it's not really saying. Okay, Kobe Bryant was coming off Achilles injury at the start of 2013-14 season. The 18 shoes were the second best-selling shoe of LeBron James. Okay, okay, so yeah, so this is the year. So it made 50 million for the year. Meanwhile, Nike is making 50 billion. So now this sneaker made 50 million with Nike behind it. Okay, with all their resources, commercials, all and their influence, all that, and their big brand name. So Dr. Umar says that Kobe Bryant is going to release his shoe to compete with Nike as a brand. Umar, Kobe Bryant got to first release his shoe that can compete with what Nike did with his shoe. So Kobe Bryant got to first see if he can outdo what Nike did for him by releasing the shoe. So Kobe got to outdo 50 million sales just to compete with himself, like what Nike did for him. All right. You gotta get past that. And dude, you're not a competitor to Nike. This is Nike compete with itself. So Nike, when it says 50 million, this is what Nike did for him. Okay, this adds to Nike yearly sales, revenue. So magically, Kobe Bryant is going to do more than 50 million a year by himself without that big brand name behind him, commercial influence, all the doors open up behind Nike. So he's gonna do better for himself than an engine like that, a powerhouse like that.
Because he was going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA.
Yeah, this dude is talking so fast he can't even like say it all.
Going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA. Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, yeah, he said it so fast he didn't want to be challenged.
Was murdered. Sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own. Kobe Bryant, who was murdered because he was going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA. Kobe Bryant.
So Kobe Bryant is going to compete for Nike sales for his sneaker. Okay. Then he's going to compete with Nike. No, I'm sorry. He's going to compete with Nike sales, sneaker sales, and then compete with the NBA with his own league. Yeah, this is a psychotic dude right here, man.
Bryant was murdered on sneaker brand to compete. Even if you look at Kobe Bryant, who
I gotta slow it down because he talked real fast just now.
was murdered because he was going to sources of black men, so they're not available for the community. Right? Even if you look at Kobe Bryant community, right? Even if you look at Kobe Bryant, who was murdered because he was going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his.
So he was going to start a sneaker brand to compete with Nike when he probably won't even do better than what Nike did for him at 50 million a year. So this logic where black people, or anybody, white people can just start a brand and just pops off and just the sales just go crazy.
His own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA.
Then he says Kobe Bryant was going to start his own NBA basketball league to compete with the NBA. Yeah, that second part, that part was even more impossible than the first part. So kids are going to go to college to get drafted by Kobe Bryant, miraculous NBA, Kobe Bryant basketball men's league. But this is the guy who told y'all he was going to produce a school. Like in his school, it's like a mansion school. It took it so damn long.
Kobe Bryant was murdered. It wasn't a plane crash.
All right, that part was funny. Let me go regular speed. I mean, this is sad, man. This is what these hallucinogens can do to you. Those drugs, man.
Of black men, so they're not available for the community, right? Even if you look at Kobe Bryant, who was murdered because he was going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA. Kobe Bryant was murdered on sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA. Kobe Bryant was murdered. It wasn't a plane crash? It was a murder through the plane crash. Okay,
you know, I want to.
Yeah, through
I
the
don't
plane.
know.
Yeah.
School me. I don't
Remember, whenever you study assassination, you gotta look at the timing.
So when you study, so this is how you're going to conclude that Kobe was assassinated, because when you study assassinations, you got to look at the timing.
What
This
was
is
Kobe?
info for
What
me.
was Kobe about to do the week that he was
I had
assassinated?
no idea.
He was going to choose the first edition of the new Kobe sneaker. So he
What?
had his own sneaker label.
And that was enough to kill him?
Nike is the #1 tennis shoe company in the world.
So he's going to skip past Adidas, Puma. I mean, so he's going to do better than the Yeezys. I mean, dude, so he's going to do better than the Yeezys? So he's going to magically skip past the Yeezys. What?
Kobe Bryant is second only to Michael Jordan in terms of stature.
So
Some would.
Kobe was
That's subjective. I think people would say LeBron James.
going to come out with his own.
Yes, that was going to be owned by the players. The players were going to.
So and this is getting more weird. So he's going to come out with a basketball sneaker that's going to be owned by the players. So it won't be owned by Kobe Bryant?
Own their sneakers. That was going to be owned by the players.
So
Some would.
Kobe was going to come out with his own.
Yes, that was going to be owned by the players. The players were going to own their sneakers.
So how come his
The players were going to own their sneakers. This is what happens when you get like a little degree and you start just talking. You think you should talk about anything and everything, and you just going to make it sound good.
death stopped that? Why when his wife took over and
Because his wife wasn't thinking about that. She ain't black. She ain't going to go on with that, which is the point that I'm making.
So because she's not black, she's not going to go on about that. So the sneaker that's going to compete with Nike, the NBA league that's going to compete with the NBA, the Kobe Bryant men's league that's going to compete with the NBA. His wife ain't thinking about that simply because she's not black.
Because his wife wasn't thinking.
so how come his death stopped that? Why when his wife took over and
Because his wife wasn't thinking about that. She ain't black. She ain't going to go on with that, which is the point that I'm making.
Voice cracking. All right, let me Google this Kobe Bryant sneaker theory, conspiracy theory. So it says Nike was going to release the first Kobe Bryant shoe since his death. I looked up as much conspiracy stuff as possible. All right, so Kobe Bryant planned on leaving Nike for Mamba shoe brand before his departure. The Lakers, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna look up the conspiracy stuff. So the Lakers icon playing with his player on Mamba says Shervin Shavier was going to flip his sports career. A noted venture capitalist tweeted yesterday that he met with NBA legend Kobe Bryant. Just one. Okay, so this anonymous venture capitalist spreaded this rumor. Okay. They met with NBA legend Kobe Bryant just 1 month before his untimely death to discuss plans to launch his own shoe. I met with Kobe Bryant in late December 2019, Shervin Fisher wrote in a Twitter thread. Kobe Bryant wasn't happy with Nike and was going to leave it in 2020. Kobe was going to start Mamba, a shoe company owned by players. He passed away weeks later. What he was about to do in business was going to eclipse his sports career. So it was all speculative. All right, and this one guy, he just talking. But this is enough to be facts. Okay, does his wife corroborate this, or she ain't black, so she don't care? Fisher shared early photo designs of the shoe. Now this is all speculative. Everybody in business believes their merchandise is gonna pop off. Okay, so as well as a detailed calendar invitation. He also claimed there were witnesses to the meeting. So this is a guy claimed. He's claiming this stuff after he got an early investor in Airbnb and Uber. Shavier said Bryant wasn't happy with Nike's marketing and promotion commitment to Kobe's line. He tweeted in response to a direct, but this guy's gonna do it. In response to a direct question that the sales of his shoes were anemic, and he blamed Nike. He retained tight control because he didn't trust Nike's judgment and design. I met with Kobe. Okay, so now this is the guy himself. I met with Kobe Bryant and late. Kobe wasn't happy. Okay. So the conspiracy theory starts right there with a tweet by a man just claiming it. That's enough for Umar to put his Dr. Umar to put his reputation behind this man's claim. So what happens when he come out and say, "Hey man, all that wasn't true," and Umar put his reputation behind a man's tweet? This is a tweet. Umar said, "Man, that's good enough." It's shocking because Kobe Bryant was Nike's golden goose and habitually told the company line. Business said many of his fans were upset with Nike's handling of the signature line following his retirement. Phil's redeeming that Kobe was unhappy. It's certainly going to make things awkward with Nike in the future, he added, but it adds to the beautiful complexity of Kobe always pushing the envelope. The tweet came on the anniversary of the last Los Angeles Lakers game his veteran player attended. He sat courtside. The players played the Dallas Mavericks wearing an orange WNBA sweatshirt. So there you go. What else do we have? Kobe Bryant's New York Times. Nike contract expired. The implications are complex. Okay. So sneakers being used by NBA players. Okay. The most popular shoe in the NBA hardwood floor last several seasons were not the signature sneakers endorsed by the top players, LeBron, Damian Lillard, all these guys. It was Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I'm not going to subscribe to that. Be spammed. Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow, alleged Nike leaked unauthorized Mamba Secret shoes. That's it. So that's enough. Mamba Secret. Mamba Secret. I think that's a cool name. Yeah. That's a hell of a conspiracy theory. The guy just says it. I mean, don't forget, even if he was going to do something with Kobe or potentially, that doesn't mean that it sells. That doesn't mean it even works. That doesn't even mean they produce any sneakers. Like, yo, like you just can't come out of nowhere, one investor and say, one venture capital, yeah, I can, yeah, that's not how things work. And just because, yeah, I don't. Okay, so if I'm gonna start a bus line right now, does that mean it's going to be successful? Does that mean that I'll be in business within a year from now? But Umar said because of that guy tweeted that. Well, okay, the Kobe Bryant NBA League, because that's another rumor. Yo, this is sad. It says Kobe Bryant started his own youth basketball league called the Mamba League. Yo, Dr. Umar took this to say he was going to. It said he started it, so it's already done. But he took this to say that he was going to start a league to compete with the NBA. This is a youth basketball league. This is you know what a basketball league is? I played in a basketball league. The hell? Like this is something that lasts a few weeks and it's over. So Dr. Umar said by Kobe Bryant starting his own youth basketball league called the Mamba League, that this was going to compete with the NBA. So they had to eradicate him or erase him on a Schwarzenegger. Now hold on. What? Hold on. Let me get to. Where's my mouse? Yeah, no, I can't wait to do about the mouse. I got it. My son had damaged the trackpad. I need a mouse basically to maneuver. Look at the sneeze. Okay.
It died with Kobe. And then he was going to start black. She ain't going to go on.
Why wouldn't his wife?
Players were going to own their sneakers.
So how come his death stopped that? Why wouldn't his wife took
Players
come out with his own?
Yes, company in the world. Kobe. So he had his own sneaker label.
And that was enough to kill him?
What was Kobe about to do the week that he was assassinated?
I had no idea.
He was going to choose the first edition of the new Kobe sneaker. So he had his own sneaker label.
No. That's not what we heard. The guy was going to go in. The guy alleged that he was going to go into business with Kobe. So that means nothing was in production. They didn't start anything yet. They didn't even sign a contract yet. They were in discussions. Okay, and that guy, who is this guy, and what background does he have with sneakers and athletes and that type of stuff? All right, to compete with Nike is mind-boggling.
And that was enough to kill him?
Nike sneakers. Yeah, Kobe Bryant was murdered.
It wasn't a plane crash?
It was a murder through the plane crash. He was going to start his own sneaker.
Here we go.
Right? Even if you look at Kobe Bryant, who was murdered because he was going to start his own sneaker brand to compete with Nike in his own professional basketball league to compete with the NBA. Kobe.
He was going to start a youth league called Mamba League, and Dr. Umar said he did that to compete with the NBA.
Bryant was murdered.
It wasn't a plane crash?
It was a murder through the plane crash.
Okay, I want to
Yeah, through the plane. Yeah.
School me. I don't
remember. Whenever you study assassination, you gotta look at the timing. What was Kobe? What was Kobe about to do the week that he was assassinated?
I had no idea.
He was going to choose the first edition of the new Kobe sneaker. So he had his own sneaker label,
and that was enough to kill him.
Nike is the #1 tennis shoe company in the world. Kobe Bryant is second only to Michael Jordan in terms of stature.
So
some would
Kobe was going to come out with his own.
Yes, that was going to be owned by the players. The players were going to own their sneakers.
So how come his death stopped that? Why when his wife took over? And
Because his wife wasn't thinking about that. She ain't black. She ain't gonna go on with that, which is the point that I'm making.
Wait, so this guy just thought, so he heard about this like anybody else heard about this. He don't have no insiders. So he's able to go into the mindset of Kobe Bryant's wife. Did she release a statement?
It died with Kobe. And then he was going to start a professional basketball league that was going to be headquartered in China, America's nemesis.
what proof we have of that?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I've spoken with people in China, America's nemesis.
Yeah, this dude is nuts. Okay, so I'm gonna haul off right here. I'll be back. I gotta do some daddy things. I'll be back.